Computer, begin program. What's up guys, CNCKman1 here, and welcome back to Movecraft, where today I'm going to be showing you guys the CNC Town Destroyer Mark III prototype. So, the original Destroyer Mark I was destroyed in the battle during Movecraft Wars Episode 5. And just recently, the Battle of CNC Town, the Destroyer Mark II, both were named the USS Forerunner by the way, was heavily damaged by the mirror ships. So, rather than building a whole new ship, we decided to refit that one. But if you're gonna make it a refit, you might as well give it a different name. So this is the Destroyer Mark III, and it's essentially an upgraded version of the Destroyer Mark II with all of the latest technology incorporated into its systems. So, heading inside, you can notice the first change. Here we have utilities along this wall, so you can now sustain longer flight, because we now have furnaces and storage here. We also have beds. This was something that was not on either of the original two destroyers, so you can now sustain longer missions using those. The bomb dropper is just about the same. We have more glowstone along the floor here for better survivability. More glowstone engines. And towards the front, the weapons array layout is mostly the same, but as you can see, we've upgraded the cannons so that they now use the new system, as you can see. Like so. So we have 4 forward-facing cannons, as you can see. So we have 2 of them as wide arc cannons, and 2 of them as standard cannons. We also have the same 4 torpedo tubes that were on the Destroyer Mark II. The main bridge is mostly unchanged, with the same remote signs and basic navigation. Moving on up to the auxiliary section, which has been a part of all the destroyers thus far, we have a few more changes. Now, if you notice, if I go ahead and look at the outside of the ship, you'll notice that both the Destroyer Mark I and the Destroyer Mark II were troubled by the fact that in order to be able to separate the auxiliary section, it had to be connected at only one point, so it could be retracted using a piston and then lifted off. But this sacrificed in the aesthetic department, as we had... yeah. The Destroyer Mark II improved upon this by slightly improving the aesthetic, but it suffered from the same problem. The Destroyer Mark III has solved this, and now you can see that the auxiliary section is fully connected to the main ship, and it now separates using this material here. Now, we specially calibrated the auxiliary section so it can only compile materials of a certain type, and it will not compile this material here as a part of the ship. However, the lower section will compile that material. So if you pilot the ship down here, like so, it will compile the entire Destroyer Mark III, including the auxiliary section, and it will all move forward. However, if you go up to the auxiliary section and pilot it, only the auxiliary section will be controlled, and the turret above it. As you can see, I just lifted off of the main one. And that's cool. So, we also have on the auxiliary section, we have the same cannon layout, except we now have, instead of 2 wide arc cannons and 2 standard cannons, we now have 4 standard cannons, and we have 2 torpedo tubes, like before. And we also have, standard maneuvering controls and all that. The turret has also been giving a major refit. So, the turret is a lot more cramped than it was previously. As you can tell, this is because we're using the new turret system. Yeah, so we have these 2 turrets here. And so these are standard turrets. They have a 360-degree firing arc, so you can fire them in any direction, 360 degrees, both directions, all that good stuff. So we can just go ahead and load in some TNT here, like so. Stack. Now load in some TNT, and then let's go ahead and get an aiming system. Let's go ahead and fire at. How about them? No. Over yonder. And then let's go ahead. Aim this one the same. And you can either aim them fire them individually using these two levers, or you can fire them together using this. As you see, I just fired both of the cannons at that hill, and it was a little too short range, but you know. Also, the turret can, of course, rotate independently of the rest of the ship. Like so. So that's basically all there is to the new Destroyer Mark III. I hope you guys will enjoy the ship. It is available for download in the description below. And I did my best to keep to the original design philosophy of the Destroyer while improving on all of its systems. So anyways, guys, I hope you have enjoyed this brief video. Like it if you liked it, and be sure to subscribe as well for more Movecraft content. You can download the ship in the description below. And anyways, guys, I guess that's it for this video then. Goodbye.